Dun, 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 dun.
Back to the envelope.
The envelope?
Yeah, we switched back
You
from
know what we
that
forgot to
digital.
mention?
What's that?
Our mugs.
Oh, yeah.
Abyssstore.com.
Yeah, bizstore.com.
Abyssstore.com.
We forgot to mention about our mugs.
Look at that mug.
In fact, we just did a whole video. We didn't even mention
The
this.
latest in mug innovation.
Yeah, they're nice. I don't know why you guys didn't get me one. So anyway, today we are talk about a side of the audio industry that the average consumer never sees. So like the stuff that out the back door thing. No, that's not it.
Like the relationships
underground,
between various
the
companies and
underground,
stuff
under
like
the
that.
table stuff that goes on,
Yeah.
behind the scenes, I guess you call it, type thing. There's a shit ton of that. I mean,
There's a lot.
yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of that goes on. You know, I mean,
The average consumer has absolutely no idea about the vast majority that happens in the audio industry. All the little words at the water cooler, if it were.
it's almost like a big family structure.
Yeah,
It's almost like aunts and uncles
meet at
and
shows.
cousins, and you all kind of know each other, and
Yeah.
but you're never really, you don't live with each
Right.
other. You know what I mean?
Or even talk to each other that much.
yeah,
Just,
it's-
you know.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
every now and then at a show.
But when you do, you're friends.
Yeah, like,
you know,
yeah.
it's like a good friend. 20 years later, you could not see him for 20 years. You get back with him and say,
Yeah.
it's like nothing
yeah.
changed. So yeah,
We go out to dinner with a lot of guys in the audio industry. We go out with other headphone manufacturers, people
Yeah,
that
at
you would
shows.
consider to be competitors. We go out to dinner with them.
That's the best part of a trade show.
Yeah.
You know, is being able to talk to other guys that are in the industry, because we don't have the time or really the need to do it. I guess it'd be nice to do it, but we don't. Most people don't do it during the course of an average work week.
Yeah.
Because you're working.
We're too busy. Yeah, we're too busy doing our own thing. You know.
Yep.
So yeah, there isn't that. That's the one thing I miss about the trade shows this year is the camaraderie, and
Well, we had New York.
we did squeak that in barely.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
it was
that was
right
like
on
a
the
week.
edge.
Crazy, but yeah, but that was fun. It
Yeah.
always is. New York's always
It was
fun.
a good show. It'd be nice to do it again next year, but
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
iffy. Yeah, we'll see
we'll
how it
see.
goes.
it's right on the
Yeah.
edge.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, yeah. But other things, like what else? Like, I mean, it's not just trade shows. I mean, I could pick up the phone and call any manufacturer, because we
Right.
are a manufacturer, and
Yeah.
talk to whoever and say, hey, we'd like to try your amp, or
Yeah.
you need. By the way, you guys want to try some headphones with? You want to build an amp?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever think of building an amp, a headphone amp? Because
We've
we
had a
could
few
use
of
a good
those.
one.
We have provoked a few companies to do things they wouldn't have done otherwise.
Absolutely. And we have companies approach us too and say, hey, we're going to build an amp for headphones. What do we need to do?
Yep.
What's the specs? How much power we need? What kind of connector should we put on it? Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Just happened the
Yeah.
other week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, we got that email from a manufacturer asking about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we get a lot of emails from cable companies asking us
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
pinouts
Pinouts.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
that's common.
what they want to see. Or
That's
whatever
like
on
once a
cable.
week, it seems.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. People gives people a chance to try different cables, even though we highly recommend our own. But hey, different flavors, and
fine.
usually people will come first full circle anyway, and
Sometimes.
and find out. I get it though. Like if you just want like a cable to just hook up to something you're trying,
Yeah.
a portable device, you might not even keep it.
Right.
I get it. You're not going to spend a ton. If you can get something made for $100, that's a deal. They have a custom cable made for that.
Yeah.
That kind of price is pretty good price, and it's no loss if you change your mind. So I get that kind of stuff. But but again, even that's the kind of things that happen in the background. We're talking to other cable guys.
All the time.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. But for the most part, we keep to ourselves because we make cables. And everyone kind of gets that. You could have conflicts of interest. Although we try to avoid that kind of stuff and that whole political crap scene with various companies and so on. It used to be more like that when I was in the 2-channel world. People had a lot of attitudes, and it was.
Yeah, it's not really like that in headphones.
No, the headphones have never really been like that. No, the manufacturers are cool, and the customers are cool. It's not to say they're not cool in 2-channel, but you wind up with more of a mix in 2-channel. Let's just call it that and leave it at that. But yeah, I have found this side of the audio business to be a bit more relaxing and a bit more easier to deal with.
It's very much favorable.
Yeah,
to
especially
2-channel.
at the can jams, like
Yeah.
compared to like a normal 2-channel show.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah, the people that come to can jams are great.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, 99.9%.
Well, there is there was one key advantage at can jams though, is you can bring your equipment you're using with you. You can't bring your your amp you're using at home and try it on speakers at a
Yeah,
normal 2-channel
that's
show.
true.
So it is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But it is people do it. It's like I got my actual headphones. I want to try it on this amp.
Yeah, right.
So that's
And if you're selling the amp, that's what
right.
you're there for.
That's exactly.
By
what
all
you're-
means, plug in.
So yeah, it's been hard now without the shows. People can't go to I've seen people talking about it on
Yeah.
forums and stuff like, oh, I can't try amps now.
Right.
Shops are closed.
Yeah, you're pretty much
whatnot.
forced to just buy it and then
Yeah,
hope
so-
for the best. And if it doesn't work out, you got to sell it. And,
Yeah.
it is what it is this year. But
A lot of times in headphones, there's other manufacturers that are actually excited to show us something they're working
Yeah.
on that they're not done with, that they're not releasing to the public, that most people don't even know about.
no, that's true.
And you never
Yeah.
get that in
Right.
2-channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Nobody says you that.
No.
You don't get any of this
They
information.
just put it out
right?
there, and what it is,
Here
it
is it, right? In
Yeah.
headphones,
That
people
is
are
a
excited
thing.
to show you it. They
Yeah.
want to share
Right.
what they're working on. They want
Right.
they want your opinion.
Well, in part, they're hopeful that we'll take to it
Yeah.
and recommend it, which
Right.
if we do, we
Yeah,
would.
do like it.
Yeah. And if we don't, we won't.
Yeah, they
So,
want to make sure that when they release it, people aren't like, oh, why'd you do it like that when you could have just did this different thing that we find much better. They want to make sure they're not missing something.
Yeah, and it's smart. I mean, to get constructive feedback if you're not sure.
Yeah.
There's some companies been doing this a long time, and
Yeah.
they like us. We have our direction. We don't need anyone to tell us how to make a driver, or a type thing. We really don't. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm saying in terms of sound quality.
Yeah, yeah.
We know how to produce really good sound quality. We understand the variations and the variables involved. So we don't seek that information.
Well, yeah, I think
you know?
the group that is biggest on asking us on our opinion is someone that is already a manufacturer of like audio equipment, but not headphone stuff. They are like a normal
Yeah.
2-channel place,
Yeah.
and they want to get in and they don't know anything about it,
Right.
kind of like us 10 years ago,
Right.
Because
Right.
Yeah, then
it's
they ask
overwhelming.
everything.
The
Right.
industry's the headphones is a huge amount of manufacturers, and you don't know what's what.
Yeah. At that point, you got to almost send them to somewhere like the forums or something. I mean,
Well,
we're
yeah.
not, we're not here to teach and instruct other companies how
No,
to build
well,
something.
they're normally not looking for that. They just
Yeah.
want
But sure.
just a few bullet points.
Yeah, the
it's like,
simple
what
stuff.
am I looking
Yeah.
for?
Or better off, just point them to something that's finished.
Right.
Just buy one of these and take a look at it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where
Try
you want to
this.
go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
if you're just looking for connector options, what
Yeah.
inputs and outputs people are looking for,
Right.
the volume knob size, placement design, whether or not you should use stepped attenuators and stuff like that,
Yeah.
that's pretty easy
Right.
for the price point to make a determination of what people expect. Because that's a big deal, the expectations.
Yeah.
People always have expectations, right? And so if you don't conform to them, it can be challenging at times. So if you're new to the scene, it's really helpful to provide this information.
Because we've learned, like, we'll put something out there and we'll tell people it's a prototype, and
Yeah.
they don't care. You
Yeah, yeah.
just take
Doesn't
shit
work,
for
yeah.
it being a prototype.
It's not
It's like,
worth it.
okay, I guess we're not showing prototypes anymore. And, in the 2-channel world, people just put stuff out there and no one seems to care. Where the headphone space, there's a lot of, what we call it, negative feedback if they don't like something instantly. And, that's something that goes on in the background where you've got to, even with reviewers, we got to speak to reviewers when we have our product. Some of them
Yeah.
don't understand what we've done or what we've done and what we're doing and the path we've taken and why.
Not understanding the industry is a big problem.
Yeah,
And
like
there's
they-
a surprising
they
amount of
understand
reviewers
audio.
like that.
Right.
Us as manufacturers, we understand. We could see a review and say, well, what this guy is saying as a negative about this amplifier or whatever may actually not be a problem for most people, but
But to
he
him,
doesn't
it's a
know it at the
negative.
time, right?
Right. He doesn't have a good base of knowledge
Yeah.
on this side of the industry, and it takes time.
It does take time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that because all of us as manufacturers are exposed to so much of this stuff. You pretty much instinctively know
Right.
what's going to work, what isn't going to work, what customers are going to say about a particular thing in advance
Yeah.
more often
And you
than
even
not.
learn that from what even just the name of a manufacturer, and you'll pretty much know what their product's going to sound like because
Pretty much.
most people that have been in business for a while, they have a
House sound.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a sound more or less.
yeah, they've got a certain direction they've always taken with all their stuff,
Yeah.
whether it's a preamp or an amp or a DAC.
Sometimes they change
know,
drastically, but
sometimes.
that's usually not the case.
Yeah, no, usually that's a slow gradual, especially in companies that have been around for decades.
Yeah.
They never turn the ship too quickly.
Not usually.
And it's a reason for that because they have refined their art.
Well, people come to them
And-
to look for what they usually
Well, that
make,
too,
you
right?
know?
Yeah, you can't
You don't
alienate
wanna-
your customers.
Yeah, you don't want to change it.
Yeah, sure. So, but yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that goes in the background. It's not only just the other manufacturers either. It's our vendors, anyone we have to deal with, from the simplest things like obtaining a screw for something, or having a screw, whatever, with a certain head size and a certain
That's actually a funny one. that
threading and the stuff we're looking for, and so it doesn't strip out. I mean, you're looking at torque specifications and stuff. Yeah, so
You could do all your due diligence. You could order the part 3 months in advance, where it normally takes a month to get it. But so often, we've seen so many manufacturers run into this, especially now with the current pandemic.
yeah.
You don't get the parts on time, and it could be a trivial little thing, and you can't ship, right? You got all these people saying, "Hey, I really want my thing. You said it was going to be a month or 2 months, and we're at 3. I didn't get it. What's going on?"
Yeah.
And you got nothing to tell these people because it's out of your hands.
Yeah.
You're doing everything you can to get this one silly little part that you don't make, and
Yeah,
you
that's a real
can't
problem.
get it. That happens to everybody.
Yeah, I
And
mean, we
there's only
carry
so much you could do.
we purposely carry inventory of everything we need, but
You can't have
Yeah.
a
not
million
six,
parts,
not,
right?
not a year's worth.
Right.
At some point, you're going to run out.
At some point,
Yeah,
you always
right.
run out.
So yeah, when supply chains get shaken up like they
Right,
did
it's
through
bad
this
now,
year,
so.
yeah, it was a lot of people had issues, and you could see who the smart ones were.
Right.
Who's
still shipping.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We've got product. And we were fortunate. We had going into this, we had a ton of parts already made and ready to go. And well, the other thing to consider too is how you market your company too. I mean, there's a lot that goes on in the considerations in marketing that you're trying to reflect what your brand is about. You're trying to be smart about it. You can't just throw hundreds of thousands of dollars a year at magazine ads and stuff and just hope it works out.
Well, you could.
Not at our size. You
Yeah.
can't. No, that's called going under.
Yeah.
And so you gotta. So that's marketing is a tough thing. Most people don't really see that what goes on in the back behind the scenes where, you're trying to minimize your marketing costs, but yet it has to be effective enough to keep your business going and people know who you exist.
Yeah.
And it's a balance. It's a delicate balance, and just like our videos here. This is part of our scene now, and people get to know us and stuff. And we weren't doing this a year or two ago, so it's an evolution process with a company. I think. I mean, you look at just look at some. I keep pointing at Apple because they tend to be considered superior at how they do what they do. Being the largest company, you just see, TV ads.
Well,
or
they're a
anything
little
like that.
classier, I guess, with their marketing. They're not quite as in your face and as invasive as some companies are, but they do plenty of marketing.
Yeah, they.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But see how it's like, it's in the background type thing almost. It's not, you don't feel like they're pushing stuff at you.
They
so much.
used to.
That probably because they had to. But
Yeah,
that's
Mac,
the evolution
Mac versus
of it.
PC, that whole thing. Now they don't do that anymore.
No. Well, because
Yeah.
Steve said we had to say.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I think they were joking about it at one time. They had Steve and what's his
Bill
name from
Gates?
Microsoft? Yeah, together. They kind of hate and like each other at the same
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean?
Really, I think a big portion of that is all the interpersonal relationships between different manufacturers and vendors and stuff like that. There's a lot going on there. Some of it you can't really talk about quite so much, but
Well, some are friendlier than others.
Yeah.
some are very friendly.
Others you keep at arm's distance.
Right.
Nobody's perfect. You can't like everybody.
There's
and
a
everybody
lot of
can't
politics.
like you.
A lot.
Oh yeah, we try to avoid that like the plague. I've been doing this too long to really deal with that, and quite frankly, it's a waste of time. If someone wants to work with you in whatever facet, then that's great, and if they don't, that's fine too.
Right.
It's not. It doesn't either way. It doesn't really change our direction or our focus. So we're cool. We're cool with everybody as long as they're cool with us, right? It's the
Pretty
best way to
much,
look
yeah.
at
I
it.
got no problem with anyone.
Yeah, same here. So it's simple. That's how simple it is to me. But people like to make
Not
it
to everyone.
People like to make it complicated.
Yeah,
Yes, and there's
they
no
do.
reason for that. There isn't.
Mm-mm.
So anyway, it is fun though, and we do enjoy this hobby, this industry. We enjoy our customers.
What's kind of why we're doing these videos, right?
Absolutely.
Have a little chat with the end user.
Yeah, so they could see how this works and what we deal with on a daily basis to get these products out to them, and it's fun. We enjoy it, and we make it and there is some truth in the fact that we make these things for ourselves too. So
Yeah.
yeah. Jason's always tweaking the shit out of something just so he can. I don't even know what you're after. Are you trying to listen to the wind blowing past a hair on a gnat's ass?
No,
or
there's nothing particular. No.
what exactly are you focusing on lately?
I can't say.
Okay. Well, have you gotten to the screw holding the grommet on the cymbal? The sound of that screw changes it.
Maybe.
Anyway, we could extract some information, man. It's getting scary. But anyway, we should probably wrap this up because it seems like a longer chat than we need.
Yeah, a
to
little
do.
rambling, just like usual.
Yeah,
But
typical.
I guess that's why people are still here.
I guess so. Yeah, if they're still here.
Yeah.
If you're still here, give us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
In fact, we give you a thumbs up.
Yeah, this was a viewer question, so if you got anything you want us to answer, leave it in the comments below. We'll try and answer it in a future episode. Stay subscribed to see more content like this, and as always, take care, guys.